Hello, and welcome to the show. It's a real pleasure having you with us today, especially with this magnificent tea set that you brought in to share with us. If you don't mind me asking, how did you acquire this beautiful set? Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, you have here a very beautiful tea set, or coffee set. So before I get into the characteristics and details of this beautiful tea set, how much of the history do you know behind this piece? Mm-hmm. Yes, that's correct. It is a French porcelain set. It's actually what they call an Empire French porcelain tea or coffee set. It's very exquisite. Do you know anything else about French porcelain or this tea set? Not much. Just what your grandparents told you. Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the very interesting history behind this tea set. Wonderful. Well, French porcelain has a history spanning a period from about the 17th century to present. Now, the French were heavily involved in the early European efforts to discover the secrets of making the hard paste porcelain, which was known from Chinese and Japanese export porcelain. Now, they did succeed in developing a soft paste porcelain. It's not exactly what they were hoping to do, but they accomplished a type of porcelain. But Meissen porcelain was the first to make a true hard paste. And this was around, I'd say around 1710. And the French actually took 50 years to catch up with Meissen and the other German factories. By the 1760s, kaolin had been discovered near Limoges, and the relocated royal-owned Sevres factory took the lead in European porcelain. French styles were soon being imitated in porcelain in places such as Germany, England, and even as far as Russia. They were also imitated in the cheaper French fans. This dominance lasted until at least 1830. Now, what I like to do right now is I like to take one of the pieces from the tea set and check the markings to find out if this is a true French porcelain or one of the imitations that I had just mentioned. Do you mind if I... Thank you. Okay, so let's just take one of the teacups. Okay, I see already, if you can see here, it already has the royal emblem on the inside of the teacup. You can see it's very beautifully done. All this intricate work. And it has a crown right here in the center. It's very beautiful. And of course you have the gold rim of the cup. Very beautifully done. But what I'm interested in is underneath here. Okay, so it says and then as you can see here, it has the crown underneath here as well. Now, this is a good sign, because sometimes with imitations and fakes, they'll forget a few things in regards to fine details. So that's really what we have to look for. And like I said, the logo in here and the logo on the bottom is a very good sign. Now if I can read this, it says, okay, so it is French porcelain. And it seems to be legitimate. Yes, I do believe you have yourself here an original French porcelain tea set. a little while, we'll check a little more on the details just to make sure, but so far I do believe it's a legitimate French porcelain tea set. A little bit more history. So before the French Revolution in 1789, French production was complicated by various royal patents and monopolies, restricting the production of various types of houseware products like this, which could sometimes be circumvented by obtaining the protection of a member of the royal family or senior courtier. Now, this might or might not involve ownership by them. So you can see that the obtaining porcelain, the protection of porcelain, and even the ownership of porcelain was very complicated. Now, throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, France had a very vigorous industry, making high quality tin glazed earthenware. I don't know if you know what earthenware is. Oh, okay. I was just checking. But that remained in touch with artistic fashion at least before 1800. This catered to the lower end of the market, and very successfully, by the way, so that porcelain factories concentrated on the top end in France and elsewhere compared to other European countries. French manufacturers have generally concentrated on tablewares and decorative vessels rather than figures. Now, some of their decorative vessels are absolutely beautiful works of art. You've seen them before. Yes, all the fine details and the scenery is absolutely exquisite. Now, the figures, and what I'm talking about with figures is like porcelain dolls or figurines even. In 1756, the Vincennes factory was actually moved to Cyprus, where it still remains in production. And in 1759, it was bought by the king. Although his mistress, Madame de Pompadour, was allowed effective free reign to oversee it. So, he owned it, but allowed his mistress to run the show. Now, a period of superb quality in both design and production followed, creating much of the enduring reputation of French porcelain. It was a really important time in the production of French porcelain. Now, the light-hearted Rococo was given a more serious air, often by restricting it to the painting of porcelain rather than the porcelain shape. So what that means is, unlike the seashell style shape of this set, there'd be more bland shaped sets, and to make up for that, they would paint them with all these beautiful scenes. So, but now porcelain production further developed with LLOYD'S porcelain, which is a type of hard paste porcelain produced by factories near the city of LLOYD'S. The manufacturing of hard paste porcelain was established in 1771, following the discovery of local supplies of kaolin and another material. I forget what it was, but it's similar to patoons. Which is in the economically distressed area near LLOYD'S. Now, what happened to the soft paste porcelain? Well, in parallel, soft paste porcelain continued to be manufactured as it was less expensive to produce. So that's a little bit of history about French porcelain. Now let's take a look at your tea set. Let's check and see if we can't find more proof or evidence that would lead us to whether or not this beautifully handcrafted basket. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. And I do believe that it is gold and not gold plated. I could be wrong. You have certificate, okay. Well, then that makes it a little more legitimate. It's always good to have certificates or certification in regards to things like this. So, it's very good on your part. Now, if we take a look at all this magnificent fine detailing, it is just beautiful. We have all this artwork up here, which actually connects to the design on the bottom. And if you look here, it kind of forms a heart. Same with the bottom. And then of course, the center of the design has all these beautiful little flowers going all the way around. There's so many of them. And even the flower has perfect detail. Look at that. You can see each petal and even the center of the flower right here. Just going all along. Same thing with the handle. Has the same artwork. It's very beautiful. Now, as for the tea set itself, I see that it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups. It comes with a pitcher and a cream pitcher and a sugar container, as well as 1, 2, 4, 6 plates for the cups. Now, let's take a look at some of these pieces here. So, again, just like the cups, it has this beautiful gold trim around the top. And then even the handle is gold plated. And if we look at the bottom, again, it's stamped with the royal seal or logo, whichever you want to call it. So that's a good sign. these spoons, do you know if your grandparents maybe purchased replacement spoons, or we don't know? Yeah, you know, that's understandable. But there's no markings on the spoon itself. Not even a stainless steel. But the original spoons to this set would have had the royal logo stamped on the back, right up here on the handle. And unfortunately, that is not the case here. So that will, when a set's missing something, such as this, kind of disrupts the value a little bit. Not much, just a tiny bit. But this is still a very beautiful tea set. Now while I have this out, again, gold trim around the top edge. It's a very beautiful touch. It adds a little bit of class, Take a look at the bottom. As you can see here, the royal seal. And I can see right here that the plates had the royal seal as well. Let me just put all this back in here, ever so gently. Well, from everything that I have seen on this tea set, I can officially say that it is a legitimate French porcelain tea set from about 1840 to 1850s. You have any ideas on how much this tea set would be worth? Well, in today's market and in the phenomenal condition that this tea set from the 1800s is in, I'd value this tea set at anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. I'm very happy that I made your day, and congratulations. This is a very beautiful tea set. What's your plans for this tea set? You're going to keep it for a while. Very good choice. I would too. Well, thank you for bringing this in and sharing it